Right across the Hunter, Australia Day was marked in a variety of ways, with most spending it outdoors.
Whether it was a family picnic in the park or settling in on the beach, Novocastrians braved the sweltering heat to mark this Australia Day. Those up for the challenge started the day with the Newcastle Harbour swim.
It was actually quite fun, but the worst part was when you're swimming, when you breathe, there would be waves. The waves are a lot bigger, in the water.
And it is just a really good family fun day. I've got friends here, family members here, so it's just nice to swim with all those people.
It was hard out there, really tough conditions, but I'm glad I actually won it.
Thousands packed Newcastle foreshore for the Invasion Day rally to make their voices heard.
I don't want to change the date. I don't think we need to change the date. It's on the calendar every year. You can't change it. But what you can do is address it. And that's what we're doing here. We're reflecting on the past.
Many flocked to Nelson Bay for the annual RAF flyover, tourists taking advantage of our beautiful coastline.
What have you been doing today at the beach?
Playing with my cousin in the beach.
Happy Australia Day!
In Maitland, Council hosted its annual Australia Day Awards, while in Cameron Park there was a race of a different kind.
It's been good. Everyone just got it amongst it, and it's all a bit of fun. That's exactly what it's for.
Many stayed active at Nobby's Beach this afternoon for the annual Beach Fives Rugby League, the All-Stars game bringing together some big names in the sport.
Aussie Dingoes and Sioni's at the Aussie Dingoes. We've got Kurt Gidley, mostly all the NRL legends of his time, so it's going to be quite a treat.
Bianca Werrett, NBN News.
From medical innovators to music power couples, Hunter locals go above and beyond for their community. More than a dozen have today been named on the Australia Day Honours list.
Professor Kelvin Kong was today recognised as a member of the Order of Australia for his work as an ear, nose and throat surgeon. Recent patient stories shining a light on his life-changing work.
The mum had this tear in her eyes of happiness of seeing a kid being able to hear again, and then when they come back for their follow-up, their speeches improve, their interactions improve.
It's an honour Australia's first Aboriginal surgeon says wouldn't be possible without his team, and while it is a welcome one, the Warramai man would like Novocastrians to have a conversation about changing the date of our National Day.
I'm a super proud Warramai, I'm a super proud Australian, but it is embedded in this colonial history which has so many sad elements to our Aboriginal community. And I think that's really important for us to note. And the reason I say it's important for us to note because I really want to have those conversations. I want to celebrate Australia Day.
Medical researcher Tracy Dudding-Bythe also made a member of the Order for her work in genetics, so too University of Newcastle's Jennifer Gore, while more than a dozen were listed for Order of Australia medals from community service to sporting achievements, making the ranks Stockton Beach Task Force member Barbara Witcher and third-generation vigneron Jay Tulloch. His proudest achievement, ensuring the Pecolbin business his grandfather started in the 1890s could return to family hands 2 decades ago.
The opportunity arose to be able to buy back the family company, and I did with some other investors, and here we are today, still going.
From generations of winemakers to those inspiring generations of musicians. Opera Australia soprano Jenny and husband Rod Barnes, a music teacher, both receiving OAMs, the pair educating locals over more than 40 years.
Music really did bring us together, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just a continuing theme for the two of us.
Sarah Giuliano, NBN News.
And in other news, a P-plater has been charged with high-range drink driving following a series of crashes in Muswellbrook. Police were called to 2 incidents, allegedly involving the same vehicle on the New England Highway just before 7 p.m. yesterday. Officers were told a ute hit a Lexus at the intersection of Thompson Drive, then collided with a Mazda shortly after. It eventually hit a gutter and came to a stop on John Howe Circuit. The 20-year-old driver allegedly blew .278 during a breath test and will face court in March.
Dungog Pony Club member Shay Egan has done the region proud at the inaugural New South Wales pony race held at the Australian Turf Club in Sydney today. Riding with his trusty pony named Bob, the duo kept a good pace around the track. They were awarded the Best Presented, Best Manners and Overall Sportsmanship awards.
And despite at times a layer of cloud, it was a hot one across the region. Lots of 40s on the board for this Australia Day. The hottest day for Newcastle in 4 years of any day. And last year we never went above 30 during January.
I felt the energy.
And I've heard the roar.
And truth be told, I'll be here now and forever.
Because we are all bound together.
It was this moment.
That is a monster shot. And in the same fight, we've seen the round of the year and the knockout of the year.
That changed Brandon Gratch's life, signing with the legendary Glenn Jennings Fight Life Management.
It was great, you know, it was everything I wanted it to be, but it was also everything, you know, I envisioned for myself before I walked out there. You know, I've grown up around the area. I grew up in Lambton, you know, right near the showground, and I always thought of fighting there one day.
That fight, just his second professional bout since returning to the ring after more than a decade away from the sport. The 30-year-old spent that time in the army, working on farms and getting an architecture degree.
I definitely, you know, never felt like I was quite at home till I stepped back in the ring a year ago.
He hasn't returned since November, though, due to minor surgery on his hand.
A few months ago, just hurt a little bit, so, you know, while we've got some downtime over the new year, get in, we'll clean that stuff out.
When he is fighting fit, Gratch says he will be keeping busy, determined to secure the Australian heavyweight title. The challenge for the man known as the Bull, finding an opponent.
It's not easy. We, after the last fight, we stayed ready right up until December 15, the last No Limit show of the year. I stayed ready right up until the day. They were trying to get me a fight. Went through lots of heavyweights. No one wanted it.
NBN News. Get the full story at nbnnews.com.au. Your only local news service 7 days a week.
Yeah, definitely cannot wait for a lot of local sport coming up. You know, when